everyone, so I'm here with kind of a sewing journal, I guess you could say. I've actually sewn up a few things. Let's see. So this top I recently made. I did a nice knit top. It is the, oh, what is it called? Brenton top by Tilly and the Button. So here is, it's actually long sleeve, it's long sleeves, or you can do 3/4 sleeves, or there's also the option of a short sleeve, which is what I wanted to do. Oh, this doesn't come from Tilly and the Button, it comes from the Great British Sewing Bee. Huh. Look at that. I'm stupid. Anyways. And I sewed this up. It's actually really simple. It's just 2 main pieces, and then you have pieces for the interfacing. If you do the short sleeve, if you do the long sleeve, of course you have pieces for the sleeves. But the nice thing is, if you make a short sleeve top, you only need a yard. That's amazing. But anyways, so I bought this fabric. We talked about this, and my hemline. Then this neckline looks so funky. I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying to do a decorative stitch. It's all kinds of fun. It kind of looks like a mess. It really does. But I will insert a picture of me wearing it. It fits me really nice. And I now know, after knitting or sewing this, understand the mistake. So when I make it again, I will, because I want to make like a dozen of these in different colors because it fits really nice and whatnot. Really easy to do too. But yeah, so this fabric was actually really cheap. I only paid $1 a yard, so I can't complain if I'd messed this up or anything, which it's funky, but for $1 it's a really nice top and it fits really nice. So again, my sleeves came out really funky. I don't know what was going on there, but like I said, when I wear it you can't see any of these mistakes. And I learned, the funny thing is, so the inside, you have to grade it, and it just says in the magazine to grade the thing, or to grade the hem line or whatever. I didn't know what this was. It didn't explain it. It wasn't until like the day after I did it, I was reading my Colette sewing book, and it talks about grading a yeah. What that means is the side that you are folding it to. So with this, let me think. With this, you would have so you have the 2 pieces of fabric that come together, and then there's and you want to fold it over want it to lay flat towards the inside. So you would cut it in half, the seam allowance, and then the side that's gonna be outwards. Oh, where you're folding it over, this, I cannot explain this at all. I can't explain this at all. But anyways, you trim the seam allowance for the side that you're folding onto again. So it's actually 1/4 of the original length, and then the other one that's going to be folded on top of it is just half of the original length. And that way it doesn't cause this bulkiness. With this, I just trimmed both of them in half and then didn't do the secondary trim, which caused kind of this bulky hemline right where it stitches up. Anyway, so now I know what that is, and that's nice. But also, something else I'd like to do with this is extend the pattern out to make it a dress, because I would love kind of like just this jersey dress, because I used to have a bunch of those and I really liked them, then I stopped wearing them. I never really had a reason or opportunity to wear them after I'd gotten rid of the ones I had a few years ago, so now I want to make a bunch. Now another thing, which is cool, is, so this is the hemline on the sides, it opens up. This was actually really interesting on how this came together, and I can't honestly remember how to do it now, because you actually don't stitch this bit. You end up, when you fold it over is when you stitch it. I don't know. I'm just gibberish right now. But I really like this. It's been a while. It's been about a week since I finished this, so I can't quite remember everything. But I actually like this top, and I actually like this color, so yay for cheap fabric. Because when I saw it, I was like, this fabric's kind of ugly, but I'm going to go ahead and buy it and play with it, and it was worth it. So, and then another thing, so I've been trying to make a flapper dress. I talked in my new stuff section that I had bought this book, and there was a dress in here, like a 1920s dress and a 1920s slip, and I was going to make that to, oh, sorry about that, make it to, for this Jazz and Wine Fest that James and I are going to this year. This will be our 4th year going, so I really actually want to make a dress for myself, since I've really been improving and working on my skills, sewing skills, and kind of sewing obsessed at the moment. And so I was like, James, I really want to do this. And he's like, okay, fine. Came up with this idea of what I wanted to do based on this book. Went to do the slip. The slip was horrible. I'm not even going to go grab the muslin that mock-up of it, because the fit was just so horrible in the chest and in the back. Had no clue how to fix it. Wasn't even going to attempt to. So I looked through all the stuff I had, and because I have this, I got like this gunmetal satin material, and then I bought this as well, this kind of material. This is $40 a yard, by the way. It's just a mesh, and then it has kind of trim stitched on it, which I bet I can make this no problem, but I haven't been able to find trim that I actually like, or it's like super expensive trim, so I was ready to pay the $40 a yard, which actually it was on sale for 30% off, then I had a 20% off your total purchase coupon, so yes. Anyways, yes, so with that in mind of what I wanted like an overlay of this to overlay the satin. So I saw this in my stash that I got from the Simply Sewing magazine. I think those pockets are ugly, but I like the general shape. Did the pattern that fit me. The only thing I don't like about these patterns is it doesn't give you the finished garment fit. So based on my bust and whatnot, there's size 12, which is 35 inches for a bust, and then 14 for 37, and I'm a 36. So I went ahead and went with the size 14. Made it out of, and this isn't exactly what the pattern was, because I wanted a sleeveless version and I didn't want that collar. So I'd made this again out of some, oh, that's the back side. This is fabric I was given, so I didn't pay anything for it. I like the fabric. Made this dress and wanted to make it like slip, so no zipper. I put it on, and I kept having to take it in on the side, so as you can see, I did 3, so there's 1, this is the final seam, first seam, second seam, and the third seam, just trying to take it in more and more. So if I do this again, I'm going to do a size 12, maybe even a size 10, because this was, yeah. Anyways, I put it on, I was like, oh, you know, it's not so bad, maybe this will work. Real flowy. Put it on, and James said it looked like a nightgown, and I kind of agree with him too. It's more of a breezy kind of summer dress style, and then I just got really upset. I was like, oh, well, this is not gonna work. And this all happened Saturday, by the way. This is all one day, and I still need to hem this, but it is really nice. I like the material and whatnot. But so I did this, took a nap because I was so angry, and then decided I'm gonna go to Joann's because they had their Simplicity pattern sale, 3 for $5, and they actually have quite a few vintage patterns that I liked, and I was gonna, and even just general patterns, so I wanted to kind of find a fitted dress that I could use this fringy material and get the flow and the movement of a flapper, because I really wanted kind of like a 1920s dress. So I ended up actually going with the 1920s flapper costume that they have. And the one I did, so this one's a top and a skirt, sorry. This is just the full piece with the gathered, both the skirt here are gathered, and then this is just a straight dress. So I went ahead and did this and read over everything, the finished fit and whatnot, because this, they actually have the finished fit garment down here And then when you pull it out on the tissue paper, it actually says like waistline and stuff. So this should fit me perfectly, because my problem is, so size 14 fits my bust and my hips, but my waist is about 2 inches too big. Read over the paper, I was like, oh, you know, maybe I'll have to do a size 16, we'll make it work, or I'll carve it out. Read over the thing, and so my waist was a 30. The finished waist for this with seam allowance is about a 34.5. I was like, yes, that gives me enough wiggle room. But because the finished bust size is 37.5, so about 1.5 inches leeway for everything, and that's what the waist, it's actually 7 inches leeway for the waist, which is amazing. So thank you, Simplicity. But yeah, so I cut everything out. I wasn't even gonna do a mock-up dress. I was like, I'm going for broke. So I'm gonna move you guys. Ignore my junk. Let's not look at my junk. I'll just hold you. So here is, oh, hold on. So here is Miss Daisy sporting it. It's actually 4 pieces. There is this front piece, front panel, and then the side panels are exactly the same, and then the back panel pretty much looks exactly like the front. As you can see, I went ahead, I cut both pieces out, and when I cut this stuff out, I took the already cut satin piece, laid it over, and then pinned them together. And then today what I did was I sewed them together on all sides except for the hem. I didn't do the hem because the hem might change. It has it where it's a point on, so it has it where it's a point on the hem, where you have a point in the front and the back, and then you have a point at on the sides, as you can kind of see in the thing. So that's what I've done so far. James seems to think it's okay so far. I haven't actually sewn it together. That's the next step, is I'm going to sew. Now I'm actually going to start following the pattern and sew all the side seams. So that's 4 side seams. There's no zippers because the fit is a little looser. It's supposed to slide right on. And then, yeah, from there it should be the facing and then straps, which for this, it actually calls kind of for some trim to use as straps, but I have plenty of satin, of the satin left that I think I'm going to, actually use that for straps, so, and make them large enough to wear a bra underneath. Now see, another thing that I should have pointed out is that the points of the front and the back piece, this goes all the way up, so there's a line of fringe on that. Whereas when I cut the side pieces out, which are the largest pieces, when it came for the fringe, I only had a yard of this, the fringe material, because my original pattern, that would have been more than enough. So I had to lay it out strategically. It took 2 or 3 times before I cut it. So the sides, actually, the trim starts right about at the bra, like at the bottom of your bra is where the trim starts. So if I remove that kind of very top piece of trim at the top of the front and the back piece, then the trim should almost align perfectly with all the way around. Now it's not going to align perfectly, which is fine with me. The movement and everything is going to kind of hide that, or at least how it looks up on the mannequin now, it's going to hide it. So but yeah, so that is the current state of things. These sequins were interesting to sew so far. Just on the sides, it was slow and steady. Didn't hurt the needle went through just fine. And I tried to kind of push over, when I went to sew the line, I tried to push the fringe over, so I was just sewing right through the netting. And then just this little black strip that is the fringe itself. But some spots I got it and some I didn't, but we'll see. And that's really all I have for sewing right now, so I will talk to you guys probably when I get more of this done, and hopefully when it's actually done. So bye.